things we believe to be true. Some foundational, as was said, I believe in God, or I believe that my family loves me. Some, how many believe in aliens? Some people believe in aliens, but that would be a little bit less foundational. And if you found out that aliens really didn't exist, your world most likely would not collapse. Some beliefs change over time. Your best friend now, or what you believe is your best friend now, as you move on and life changes, you may fall apart from one another. Years go by. That best friend that you thought would always be your best friend for life, sometimes doesn't always happen that way. Beliefs are important because they allow us to define what is true in the world. Our belief in God helps us just make claims that God doesn't exist. It's our belief in God that we can speak to someone else about that belief, evangelizing, and maybe helping someone else that doesn't have a belief. We also know that God is there when life gets challenging. We all have challenges, and you will continue to have challenges. Our beliefs can be shaken. There will always be an argument on whether the existence of God is real. And you may even reevaluate and see, is that really true? And you all know, I shared it last year, that's happened to me on several occasions. You take that and you reevaluate. And one of the lessons in C1, we talked about foundation. Those beliefs, those building blocks that started our baptism, brings us back. Let's take a minute to think of a story about Doubting Thomas. I'm sure all of you know that story. Thomas, one of the 12, was not with the other apostles when Jesus came. He was the only disciple that was absent when Jesus showed himself. When Thomas came back, what did he do? What did he say to the other what did he say to the other apostles?
He didn't believe them.
He didn't believe them. That Jesus rose and he was there with them. Didn't believe them. Jesus came a second time. But this time Thomas was there, and he did what? He offered his hands, his side, asking Thomas to just believe me, to touch, to see. In doing so, Jesus actually healed Thomas's disbelief. According to an article I read, the disbelief of Thomas had done more for our faith than the faith of the other disciples. Think about that. The disbelief of Thomas had done more for our faith than the faith of the other disciples. Doesn't sound right, does it? But as Thomas touches Christ, he is won over to believe. Every doubt he had in his being was cast aside, and his own faith was strengthened. In actuality, the disciple who doubted became one of the largest witnesses to the reality of the resurrection. But yet, think about it. Probably was a little bit creepy for Thomas, that whole experience. Jesus appeared, disappeared, appeared again, and then standing in front of him, Jesus actually called him out. He said, here I am. Want to believe? There you go. Jesus said to Thomas, stop doubting and believe. Have faith. Faith. Initially, Thomas only saw Jesus in the terms he can understand. Jesus is only a man. It was when he touched Jesus and he uttered those words, my Lord and my God, the God he now saw as well. Thomas can teach us a lot of things with his interactions with Jesus. In that fundamental story, Jesus teaches us how he displays grace and patience, not only with Thomas, but with all of us to this day. We may not have it all figured out. That's what you're doing now. You're trying to figure it out. We're all still trying to figure it out. But Jesus has faith in us and the grace to help us on that path. So what does this all have to do with the creed? Simply, the creed itself is a summary of our Christian faith. It's the central truths that the members of the Catholic Church believe. The Church and we are entrusted with guarding the faith that was handed down to the apostles from Christ. You think about it. How long ago that was. From then till now and beyond. As the Christian church grew, questions and conflicts arose, just like they will in the future. Teaching what was true from Christ and what was false. This gave rise to false beliefs and teachings called heresies. Anybody know what a heresy is? You hear the word.
It's a false teaching.
Yeah, very good. It's a denial or refusal to believe the truth of the Catholic faith. The first heresies in the church were about the relationship of Christ's divinity and his humanity. There were claims that Jesus was adopted by God. Others claimed Jesus was a different substance of God, the Father, rather than being of the same substance, which is that word we say, consubstantial. The church and the bishops reacted by calling a council to make sure the truth of Christ was not distorted, hence a profession of faith. We have two creeds, and they both have a special place within the church. Apostles' Creed and Nicene Creed. When we profess the Nicene Creed, we are doing more than just reciting lines, and I think that was evidenced by our opening. We can sit here and say, I believe in God, Father the Almighty. You're just saying the words. When we are actually affirming and confessing the realities that have a tremendous, or should have, a tremendous impact on our lives, and not just in church on Sundays. Our creed is more than a statement of beliefs that can change. It is the foundation and truth of our faith. We need to remember that each time we recite the creed, we recall what sacrament?
Baptism.
Holla.
And then again, through the Sacrament of Confirmation, you will have a deeper responsibility to defend this faith. Our beliefs may change over time, but our profession of faith will not. Each member of the Catholic Church personally professes the same beliefs when reciting and praying the creed. Not words. You are professing as an individual. That alone keeps us connected. The creed unites the faithful as one church, to be spoken